that Bruce Lee practiced that we like to demonstrate for you today. Performing the Tai Chi sword set is Mr. Kelly Walker. Kelly was responsible for initiating the Walk of Fame application to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, which was accepted. Today we pay tribute to Bruce Lee and celebrate his star on the Walk of Fame. Bruce Lee's Kung Fu, and we carry on his Kung Fu styles by practicing all various martial arts. Practicing the Jung Fun Kung Fu, boxing, modified Wing Chun, Mr. Damon Carroll, Richard Centron. Commenting on the exercises, Sifu Dan Inosanto.
Okay, what they're going to be doing right now is the basic Jung Fun Kung Fu program. This is for the beginners. This is how we start off with beginners. Just the basic trapping. The foundation of the Jung Fun Kung Fu is taken from the Wing Chun system. This is the basic entry techniques. He's showing you in slow motion right now the basic trapping. Trapping the first barrier, which is the first arm. Trapping the second barrier, which is the second arm. Okay. We're going to break this down because sometimes it's not misunderstood as they watch it. It's based on trapping one limb, trapping the second limb, and then entering into the body. They're going in slow motion so you can just sort of understand the art. This goes into the chin arm, which is the grappling part. Stay hitting or you go into grappling. Again in slow motion. Slow motion. Trapping each limb and then going to the body.
Bruce Lee's favorite training equipment is the Muk Jung dummy from the Wing Chun system. Performing the Muk Jung dummy, Sensei Yuri Nakamura.
The Jung Fun system adopted the Wing Chun system of the dummy training, the Muk Jung. And usually this is held in the stand, but they're trying to work it from here. This This is a basic exercise. I'm going to go through slow so you can understand. These are the entering techniques and the trapping techniques. Translated trapping movements that you use on the body. Strengthens the forearm, aids in the correct structure and trapping.
Performing Okinawa Ke Kama, we're proud to present Mr. Sensei Ted Tabura and Sensei Neil Mancia. Bustillo, the code of the warriors. Many centuries ago, the samurais perfected the art of Bustillo. Introducing Ted Tabura, who has made the martial arts his lifestyle. Dedication toward art is eternity. One who follows the way will become Bustillo. Sensei Ted Tabura and Sensei Neil Mancia. Very happy to be here. It's very honored to perform for you. Bruce Lee believed martial arts, some became sport, some still remain combative. To do the Jung Fan Kung Fu practice, Mr. Kim Frenzy and Mike Reese. Performing some of the martial arts disciplines that we train in. Mike, kicking, Ken Frenzy, trainer. Like I say, some became sport, some remain combative.
Good man. Give us a break, guys. Work, guys.
punching. Featuring the Filipino Estrella, we would like to present Ramon Rubia and Mike Cariaga. Featuring Jung Fun Kickboxing, we would like to present Eric Paulson, Chad Saliski.
What they're going to go through right now is just some basic light sparring, Jung Fun Kung Fu Kickboxing. Going through the various locks. And then we can get the range, the hand range, tracking range, with the locking. Starting at kicking range, moving in the hand range, going to trapping, locking. Again, starting at kicking range, moving in the hand range, trapping range, shoulder smash, head smash, knee smash, roll. Scissors, going into locking, leg lock. Starting the kicking range and the trapping range. Locking, this is the lock roll. Going through the various locks. This is the training routine. The ground lock. Final lock. Going through various different locking maneuvers on the mat. Thank you.
Featuring the blade weapons of the Kali Numerato, Alan Montoya and Dean Gapianen. Following up with Jung Fun Kung Fu hand trapping modification, Mr. Shiyoshi Abe and Yorinaga Nakamura.
This is basic hand trapping again. This is what we call Chizao. This is not a fighting method, as it is more a training method. Just as running aids a boxer, this is to heighten sensitivity. And they are going at half speed so that you can see. This is what they call Luk Sao, and they are rolling, going through the various trapping methods used in the Jung Fun Kung Fu method of Wing Chun. This is hand, as I said, this is not a fighting method that you are observing right now. You are watching a training method. A training method such as skip rope is a training method. Running is a training method. This is to heighten contact reflex with your opponent when you crash into close quarter. This is basic trapping again, as I repeat. Basic Chizao, as they call it in Wing Chun. Wing Chun this method was invented by a female. This training method called Chizao was invented by a female from the Wing Chun system, incorporated into the Jung Fun Wing Chun method. This is to heighten again the reflex. Okay. This is now going from kicking range, going into grappling range. This is trapping. The purpose of the trapping is to immobilize one limb and trapping the next limb and immobilizing the next limb and striking and hitting. Thank you.
Featuring the Hongda Kung Fu sword set, Sifu Alan Perganon. Featuring Dong Fun Gong Fu practice, Mr. Ed Wedding, Herbal Illustrate. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to give appreciation and thanks to the line dance troupe from San Francisco. Also, we'd like to give thanks to the Inosanto Academy from Marina del Rey. Last but not least, the IMB Academy in Carson, California. On behalf of Miss Linda Lee Cadwell, Mr. Sensei Dan Inosanto, Sifu Ted Wong, myself, Richard Bustillo, we'd like to thank you for your participation. We see you at the Star Ceremony. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to invite you to join us for the dedication of Bruce Lee's star, just west of Mann's Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this morning's Walk of Fame ceremony, sponsored by the Hollywood Historic Trust and its administrators, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Today, we honor the late Bruce Lee, the master of the most dynamic art form of all, the martial arts, with his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Representing the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce is the President Emeritus. He's a gentleman who's worked long and hard and tirelessly to revitalize this community of ours, and believe it or not, it's happening, and I want you to give him a nice, big, warm welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Welch.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Hollywood, Johnny Grant, is here in all stripe of the world, except there go his notes that he needs.
Thank you.
Obviously, we regret the fact that Bruce Lee's wonderful talents were taken from us so early in his outstanding career. But through the good fortune of the invention of motion picture film and videotape, we today and people for generations to come will have an opportunity to appreciate the marvelous talents that he displayed on the motion picture screen and on television sets. Unfortunate that we have lost him, but thank goodness we can continue to appreciate what he contributed to the world of entertainment, and particularly in the martial arts area. Certainly nobody else has had an impact greater than that of Bruce Lee. And just as his performances will be repeated for us year after year after year, his star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame will be here into the next century, so that the people of the world will know that we here in Hollywood had great appreciation for Bruce Lee's talents and great appreciation for Bruce Lee as the person that he was. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, this is being taped and will be seen around the world within a few hours after the ceremony is over, and will be seen in the archives for years to come. So I have a short bio that I want to read here. We will have other people coming up to relate their experiences with Bruce, but so I'll move along here. Relentless in his pursuit of mental and physical perfection, Bruce Lee created a revolutionary new approach to the ancient fighting forms and triumphed over the fate that pursued him from birth, to become a legend for all time in both the worlds of motion picture and self-defense. Bruce was born in San Francisco on November 27, 1940, the year of the Dragon. He was raised in Hong Kong, but returned to the United States when he was 18. His dreams of an America paved with gold were realized when he met the blonde American beauty, Linda Emery, who would later become his wife. Yes, you'll meet her in a minute. Who would later become his wife and mother of his two children. Bruce and Linda's relationship endured until his death and proved to be a critical guiding force in his life's work. Dissatisfied with the rigid and impenetrable ancient traditions that dominated the martial arts, Bruce set out to simplify, harmonize, and modernize the art of Kung Fu. This isn't working, is it? Just put that there, all right. By inventing the method Jeet Kune Do. Many of you may have seen an earlier demonstration done by students this morning, and what did you think of that? How many of you saw it? More of a spiritual discipline than a fighting system, Jeet Kune Do, its founder, would popularize the practice of martial arts around the world. Bruce became the best living advertisement for his new style, and Hollywood soon discovered the charismatic young fighter who later proved to be a dynamic actor as well. Now, James Coburn, Steve McQueen, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would eventually be numbered among his pupils. Revered for breaking Hollywood's color barriers against Asian actors, Bruce enjoyed a new celebrity that revitalized his cinema career. He brought to films the same drive and passion for detail he displayed as a fighter, writing and directing Return of the Dragon. Its success persuaded American producers to bankroll the legendary Enter the Dragon. 3 weeks before the opening of the movie, Bruce Lee died of a cerebral edema at the age of 32. More than 25,000 people attended his funeral service in Hong Kong. He was finally laid to rest in Seattle. Enter the Dragon went on to open to overwhelming success in the U.S. and the Far East, ensuring Bruce a place in cinematic history. 2 decades later, Bruce Lee's extraordinary life is captured in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, which premieres tonight right here at this theater. The movie is based on the book Bruce Lee, The Man Only I Knew, by Bruce's widow, Linda, who is with us here today. And I'd like for you all now to give her a big welcome as I invite her to defend Miss Linda Lee Cadwell. A little wobbly here, you know. I just got out of the hospital and I said I am not going to miss the Bruce Lee ceremony, so bear with me here. No way I was going to miss this one. Let me introduce a gentleman now, a writer, producer. He's a man who has made Dragon, the Bruce Lee story happen, and he's produced a lot of things and knows a lot about Bruce, and I'm happy to introduce Rob Cohen. Rob.
Morning. 20 years ago, I saw a movie here at Sid Grauman's Chinese Theater. It starred a charismatic young Asian American with a fantastic screen presence and grace and beauty and intelligence and power. As the curtain fell on Enter the Dragon, I was shocked to learn that this vibrant and original man, Bruce Lee, had died 3 weeks earlier from a cerebral edema, a swelling of the brain, at the young age of 32. 16 years later, I embarked on an odyssey to learn more about him with an eye to making a movie about his life. What I learned from Linda Lee's fine biography of their life together not only cemented my commitment to make the film happen, it changed my outlook on my own life forever. He was much more than a great martial artist. He was much more than an actor and more than the first crossover Asian movie star. He was an inspiring teacher to students of all races, a philosopher, and the author of a powerful book, the Tao Jeet Kune Do, a treatise on the martial arts and the art of living in harmony with the universe. Bruce Lee was a lover, a husband, a father, and an inspiration. His life on this earth was short and intense. He burned like magnesium brightly for a brief time, but he was a rich and fully developed soul. He's become legendary, and his effect on people around the world has never waned in these past 20 years. As St. Augustine said, the key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. And that's what we're doing here today as we dedicate this star. We're remembering and celebrating his extraordinary life. But today also means much more. By giving him this long overdue recognition, we are also honoring the things Bruce Lee has come to symbolize. The vast contributions of all Asian American citizens, be they Chinese or Japanese, Korean, Thai, Vietnamese, Polynesian, whatever. All these ancient and powerful cultures have merged with our own and become part of us, and we are far better off for it. This star is for Bruce, but through him it is also a recognition of the remarkable Asian augmentation to the weave of American life. Sometimes this kind of honor feels like a conclusion. Here's the star at last, so be it. I'm quite sure this would be the one thing that would make Bruce Lee really angry, because a pathfinder hacks his way through the wilderness not for himself alone, but for others to follow. Let this star commemorate not an ending, but a beginning. a beginning for new and expanded opportunities for Asian Americans, especially in our own business, the media, movies, television, where our images and our self-images are so predominantly constructed. We need more Asian actors and directors, writers, producers, and subject matter to be put to work. There are many more stories to be told. It is time. And like this star for Bruce Lee, these stories are long overdue. This then would become Bruce Lee's true legacy. This would give his star true meaning. He led the way. Now it's time for us to help others follow. A year ago last spring, when we started shooting Dragón, the Bruce Lee story, our city was racked by violence and racial conflict, a torturous, terrifying time. A year later, as we're about to release our film, the rule of law and fairness once again marks the cohesion and potential progress of Los Angeles. A new, more compassionate president sits in the White House. A new enlightened chief of police runs our law enforcement. Los Angeles has made the brave choice to walk out of the darkness and back into the sunlight for which it first became famous. We are paused on the brink of a new time, and as Lincoln said, we can listen to the better angels of our nature and remind ourselves that we live in what our Hispanic forefathers named it, La Ciudad de Los Angeles, the city of the angels. This star is for a man who believed fiercely in racial harmony. To commemorate him properly, so must we. We must never falter from our commitment to see brotherhood among all our people become as tangible as this star we dedicate here today. I'm honored to be the director who got to tell Bruce Lee's story on film. I'm honored to be here today to participate with his family and mine in placing his star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. I'm honored to be part of a city that has chosen to live again in the golden light of moral choice. By recognizing Bruce Lee for what he achieved, we have spread his chi, his life force, so that it might further illuminate and fortify our own. It is truly characteristic of Bruce that any honor given to him would be transformed and come back as hope for ourselves. That hope is his gift to us. It's a hero's gift, something transcendent and precious and enduring, pulsing with greatness, like the man himself. Thank you for sharing this day with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing Councilman Michael Wu, who is a little busy these days, I would like to have come to the microphone now, George Ian.
Good morning. I'm here representing Councilman Michael Wu of the Los Angeles City Council. I am here representing Councilman Michael Wu of the Los Angeles City Council, who unfortunately could not be here today, and he would like to express on this occasion his thoughts on this wonderful occasion. And I have a letter from him, which I would like to read at this time. Dear friends, I am pleased and honored to offer my warmest greetings to the family, friends, and fans of the late Bruce Lee on the occasion of the unveiling of his star in Hollywood. For over 2 decades, Bruce Lee has been an inspiration to millions of people from across the world. Through his many films, his television shows, and his life, Bruce Lee personified the dreams and aspirations of millions of people throughout the world. His bravado and his charisma were coupled with a steadfast dedication to the martial arts and to his fans. His passing was a blow which many of us felt personally because of the way he touched our lives. We will always remember the energy, the charm, and the wit that Bruce Lee possessed, not only through the legacy of his films, but through the commemoration of his star in Hollywood, which will forevermore serve as a monument to his truly stellar achievements. Thank you very much. Sincerely, Michael Wu.
People I would like to acknowledge now. First, the president of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. He's only been with us a few months, but boy, he's made a lot of changes and has got this community jumping. Mr. Liron Gubler, right there. Liron. I would also like to acknowledge Bruce's daughter, Shannon. Shannon, right here. Bruce's brother, Robert Lee. Well, here's a fella who's given us a lot of action in his motion pictures. And I just, this morning before coming over here, I happened to look through People magazine, and he is one of the 50 most beautiful people in the world. And I think you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme, ladies and gentlemen.
Down in the front.
All right, now you can see him, and now you can welcome him. Jean-Claude Van Damme, ladies and gentlemen.
I just came here today to pay respect to a guy who loved life like crazy. And I'll talk to you soon, Bruce.
I see Miss Nancy Kwan is here today. Let's have Nancy come up and say a word.
Hello, everyone. Bruce and I were friends, so it's a great honor for me to be here today with Linda and Rob and to honor his star. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let me see who else is here now. I'm missing a couple. I see John Saxon back there. I worked with John so many years ago at Universal, and what a fine person and fine actor. And maybe he'll come up and say a word. John Saxon.
I'd just like to say that I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to work in Enter the Dragon and to get to know and to work with Bruce Lee. And I'm very happy that he's being honored with a film on his life and receiving the star on the Walk of Fame here. Thank you very much.
Linda, let me say that there has been a proclamation from City Hall signed by Tom Bradley and Michael Wu, and it declares this Bruce Lee Day in Los Angeles. Let me just read the last paragraph. Now, therefore, I, Tom Bradley, Mayor of the City of Los Angeles, joined with Councilman Michael Wu in proclaiming Wednesday, April 28, 1993 as Bruce Lee Day in Los Angeles in recognition of his efforts to promote multicultural understanding and harmony and his enduring achievements in the entertainment and martial arts fields. So I'm going to give this to Linda, and I also say as the mayor of Hollywood, I officially declare this Bruce Lee Day in Hollywood, too. Now I'll turn the microphone over to Linda.
Thank you very much. I am truly delighted to be here and be representing Bruce today. Our family is greatly honored to be receiving this star on the sidewalk for Bruce. I'd like to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and Mayor Johnny Grant for recognizing the body of work that Bruce did over 20 years ago. I'd like to thank the Jeet Kune Do Society, who first made the application for the star on the sidewalk and in honoring their mentor and teacher. I'd also like to thank Universal Studios for actually sponsoring the star on the sidewalk, and of course for making the picture about Bruce, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, and for this ceremony today. And furthermore, and most importantly, I'd like to thank all the fans and friends of Bruce Lee the world over, for it is your devotion to preserving his body of work that is primarily responsible for him receiving the star on the sidewalk today. Without the fans and friends all over the world, this would not be happening. Bruce Lee could have been forgotten 20 years ago, although I doubt it. Bruce Lee was a man of vision. He's being honored here today for his work in film and television, but he blazed trails in other areas as well. He was an avid student and teacher of philosophy and martial arts. And he respected tradition. However, he was not bound by tradition. And in doing that, he inspired others to search for and find their own potential in life. Bruce Lee was also a man of action. One of his favorite quotes was, "Knowing is not enough. We must apply." By that he meant, it's great to learn knowledge, to study and everything, but if you don't do anything with it, it's useless. And then he said, "Willing is not enough. We must do." By which he meant that it's fine to wish for things, to want for things, to hope and to dream, but if you don't do anything about realizing your dreams, they're not going to happen. And so Bruce Lee envisioned his dreams and made them come true. But Bruce's greatest role in life, the one that brought him the most purpose and pleasure to his life, was being the father of his children, Brandon and Shannon. But now, 4 weeks ago today, the spirit of the father that shone so brightly through the sun was tragically extinguished. I feel I represent Bruce here today, and if he were here today, he would want to say to the film community that this must never happen again. And so I am calling for a positive call for action to the film community as individuals and collectively to take measures that the safety precautions that they have on their film sets will never lead to this series of negligent acts that took the life of my son. I say these things on the behalf of Brandon's father and myself, and on behalf of his sister Shannon and his fiancée Eliza, and all of the extended family and friends of Bruce and Brandon Lee. We expect that a young life will not be wasted in vain, and I give the responsibility to the entertainment industry to assure us that it will not happen again. This is, however, a joyous occasion for us to be here. We have anticipated this for 20 years, that someday there would be a star honoring Bruce's work. Brandon wanted very much to be here. He would have right now been on his honeymoon, but he wanted to come back, especially for this ceremony, because he said his father deserved it as well he did. Brandon would say, Bruce Lee only created a genre of film that continues to flourish to this day, and so he did. And so we are here today to celebrate the life of Bruce Lee, and even though our happiness is tinged with sorrow for Brandon's absence, we are doubly delighted that the movie Dragón will be premiering tonight. I have seen the movie. It is a beautiful, positive tribute to a man who contributed greatly in his short life. And I would like to say thank you again to Universal Studios for making the picture, and especially to two particular people, Rob Cohen and Rafaela De Laurentiis, who are people of vision and action as well. And Bruce would be very proud of the work that they have done in representing his life. I thank you once again for all being here. Let's all think of today as a day of celebration of the life of Brandon and Bruce Lee, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Linda. Now let me invite the speakers, the family, to join me and as we unveil the star. We'll do it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Bruce Lee.
Thank you all very much for joining us today. This is a ceremony we wanted to do for a long time. It was approved many years ago, and I'm glad it became a reality today. Thank you for coming to Hollywood.